both of you seem much more optimistic about Pakistan than I've heard many people talk about it in a long time.
It's because we live there. It doesn't look like what it looks like on the outside. Like Americans think that Pakistanis are fundamentalists, and almost none of them are. You know, they're religious people. They're like Mexican Catholics. They go to shrines and pray for things. And the Taliban hate that. You know, in fact, they attacked a shrine recently. And then there's this big urban middle class which has just grown like crazy. And they're all watching Indian movies and dreaming about being in Bollywood. And so it's. And then the economy has been doing good the last few years. You have 5, 6, 7% growth. I think it was the second largest growth in Asia. Of course, it's a low starting point, but I can't understand why there isn't more appreciation for the good news that's come out. You know, in the past 2 years, the Pakistani public has demanded an end to a military dictatorship on the grounds that it was violating the rule of law. They demanded free and fair parliamentary elections. They accomplished them. They voted, the largest party they put in is a left of center or centrist secular party. They then went to the streets to demand the reinstatement of the secular civil Supreme Court. And you've had really hundreds of thousands of people involved in this movement for the restoration of democracy and the restoration of the rule of law. If this had happened any other place in the world, it would be reported in Washington as a good news story. Here, we've been told that it's a crisis, that it's a sign of instability in a nuclear-armed nation. I don't understand that.
That was one of the biggest moments in Pakistan in the last, my latest tour in the last 6 months. You were talking about how anywhere else in the world this would have been celebrated. And most definitely, this moment of the Chief Justice getting reinstated was the democratic moment for Pakistan, at least in the last 60 years, ever since its creation. Because for the longest time, for decades, the problem with Pakistan is that the army keeps disrupting the power balance. And here, the Pakistani people delivered a moment, the night that the Chief Justice got reinstated. It was around 3 a.m. And there were people gathered out, thousands of people gathered outside his house. And in one corner there were young students playing the guitar and singing like national songs. And then the Islamists came with their flags and they were chanting, "Allah is great." And then the Tehreek-e-Insaf, the Justice Party people came and they were doing a cappella versions of nationalist songs. And to see that all of these people had somehow come around, from the absolutely secular to the very staunch Islamists, had come around this movement because they somehow, to them, it meant a step towards a stronger democracy.